Will Apex Legends be casual gaming? A first look, February 2019. Developed by Respawn Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts, Apex Legends is a Battle Royale first-person shooter where you control a variety of heroes in a futuristic squad-based game to survive until the end of the match and be crowned champion. Each legend has a variety of skills, and the map is filled with a multitude of weapons, gadgets and attachments, as well as unique systems that have changed up the Battle Royale genre. But will this be casual gaming? Apex Legends is a full-release, free-to-play title that has caught a lot of us by surprise. So due to this, rather than a proper discussion, this is a first look. There is future content already laid out on the roadmap, so it will more than warrant a full discussion later on. Apex Legends has been in works for years, and very quietly it seems, as everyone thought they were doing Titanfall 3. There was a few jitters when a bidding war broke out between EA and Nexon, one of those fights where you sort of bet on the umpire to hopefully disqualify both of them, to acquire the studio, which EA clinched in December 2017, but nothing had ever been really heard of since. Until a few days ago, when Apex Legends was apparently leaked, then announced, and then released, and it wasn't Titanfall. Of course, my conspiracy theory for this sudden release right before Anthem and EA not having a hand in it was entirely a clapback to EA for releasing Titanfall 2 right between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty in 2016, essentially making it dead on arrival, despite being one of the best single-player campaigns in the genre, and to be able to lock in their roadmap and monetization before EA realised what was happening, being too focused on Anthem at the time. I mean, actual probability tables for loot drops in the game? Nah. Apex Legends takes place around 30 years after the events of Titanfall 2, where a new blood sport has been revived in the Outlands, and the Legends enter in a winner-take-all competition. There are various nods and hat tips to the Titanfall universe. Apex Legends presents as a game show. All the screens, all the legends, all the setup is about showmanship. This is a great idea, and it sort of feels unique in a sense. At present, there is a single map, Kings Canyon, apart from the training grounds, that is, and it's essentially a biome of different environments such as deserts, swamps, slums, and technical facilities. Apex Legends plays on PC using the Origin client, Xbox, and PS4, so for PC, if your specs meet or exceed the consoles, you should be good. Matchmaking certainly seems to check your local region, as most of the people I match with seem to be local, but there are no dedicated servers, and matchmaking is done behind the scenes. But the better your internet connection, the better you'll be able to react. So let's talk about the gameplay and balance. You start by picking one of 8 legends that have their own unique passive, active and ultimate skills. They do fall into classes in the sense that there are defenders, support and assault, but there are no weapon lockouts or anything that would restrict the character. A combat medic can access an LMG the same as an assault class can, so it's a refreshing change to the hero shooter genre. Gameplay is match-based, and you team up with 2 other players to form your squad. There are 60 players on the map, so you'll be facing off against 19 other squads. Yeah, sounds a bit scary now. Particularly when you think other Battle Royale games where you're facing off against 100 random players that aren't particularly focused as single player, it's a bit more intense, and you are going to be engaged frequently. There is no solo player in Apex at this stage, unless your other teammates quit.
Time to see if all those drills have paid off.
So that it would indicate that this is not casual friendly, but this is not the case. When you start the match, you and 2 squad mates get to choose your hero. You can't double up, and each player gets a turn. So while the third player is technically at a disadvantage against the other two, they are the jump master. After selection, then you get to know your team and their level. You also get to know who your champions are you're up against. The jump master has priority over when you jump out of the dropship onto the map. The other two players can make recommendations where to jump, but the jump master has priority, though you can relinquish a jump master if you aren't feeling confident enough. An average match can take anywhere up to 25 minutes if you see it through, and there are some interesting mechanics that actually keep you in the match to be discussed. So what makes this stand out amid all the other Battle Royales? In the scheme of things, the map for Apex feels smaller and tighter. While other Battle Royales have larger maps that give rise to slower and more tactical play, Apex is more aggressive play, feeling more like Call of Duty Blackout. You are always moving, always getting close, and always engaging. Due to this, there are no vehicles, but with the excellent vaulting and sliding systems, and even a zipline relaunch system to get you to your new zone if the ring is getting tight. You don't feel like you are stuck in a particular area or you've completely botched your drop. You can always see your opponents as they give off a bit of a glow, so it's not a case of being able to stealth kill, which keeps up the aggression. I mean, you can use terrain to your advantage, but without things like prone, you aren't hiding in tall grass very much. I mean, you can try.
Oscar Mike, you spotted.
Also, things like footsteps aren't really in the game, so it's not like you can hear your opponents to track them. And you can see tracer fire from weapons, so shots really do give you away. But it's the little things that make Apex stand out. The fantastic ping system that you use to point out gear, ammo, locations and other enemies. This is kind of a spotting system that Battlefield or even the new Ring of Elysium have been using for a while, but this is refined and excellent to use to communicate without the need for team chat. There is an active revive system, so even if you are finished, you are not out of the game if your team can get your tags to a revive station. This makes for interesting gameplay and keeps you invested in staying in the match. Likewise, you must make sure your opposing team is fully eliminated. Moving in Apex is slick and fluid. You can slide down hills for additional speed, as well as sliding across floors for a bit of burst running, wall vaulting and even being able to jump up walls just to peek over. There is no terrain or building destruction, but there's no crafting or building here either. The legends are always talking and communicating on the state of the match, little reminders on kill leaders or how much time you got to the next ring, and it makes it all the more immersive.
45? Ring ain't far.
The UI is clean and you know exactly what you're doing at any time. The weapon colours instantly tell you what ammo you need, gear slots straight onto weapons, and higher level gear replaces lower level gear so you aren't in your inventory all the time. Small things like damage colour indicates what shields you are damaging, so if purple numbers are flying, you know you may be in for a longer fight. The portraits of your teammates have a muzzle flash, so you know they are in combat. The level of the gear gives off a colour marker, so you can see if it's going to be better than what you have. This just improves quality of life for the game. The rewards for playing a match is XP, which goes towards loot crates. That contains skins, cosmetics, currency, banners and trackers. There are no unlockable weapons or additional skills for the legends that would change the meta of the game. There are a lot of weapons in Apex based from the Titanfall universe, and they feel varied and responsive, even if they aren't geared up. Plenty of explosives and other gear like body armour, helmets and shields that allow you to block incoming fire while your teammates try to rescue you. Although grenades are a fun answer for that one.
Reloading. I'm taking shots. Reloading. Another enemy down. Reloading. Throwing thermite grenade.
So will this be casual gaming? So with all these in-game ideas, the Battle Royale genre, small maps, multitude of weapons, skill-based shots, and gear management, and on top of that, non-solo squad-based play, this wouldn't be conducive to a casual game. Yet the ease of playing solo, where you can communicate with your team without the need for dealing with team chat, with a great ping system that makes you feel like you contribute to the team, the intuitiveness of the systems in-game so you know what you're capable of at any time, the world building and map design, and the movement system is easy to use and you don't need to know complex button presses to use them. The graphics and art style only contribute to the world, and take a moment to enjoy the sounds and the music. A strong roster that you can easily learn but doesn't change the gunplay or particular loadouts of your character. Several characters are currently behind paywalls, but that's something you can progress towards. And a loot system that doesn't give advantages and doesn't need to have a lot of grind. You can play a couple of matches and feel satisfied. You can play the way you want to, with friends or alone, and there's no inherent disadvantage other than playing against other people. It is Battle Royale, but then it doesn't have the main issue which turns people off, where there's an active revive system that can keep you in the match. These things bring it down to a more casual style, even over other titles like Fortnite, where there is a definitive skill ceiling. What is more, there is a dedicated team behind Apex, and a roadmap already published to last out the year. This will be a title I'll be interested in revisiting in 6 months to see what changes. All in all, there is solid fun and gameplay that caters to casual gaming, and the price point gives you an advantage to see if you're into this game type. Apex Legends is not a Fortnite or PUBG killer, as it caters to an entirely different niche area of gaming, despite being Battle Royale. For example, I play Ring of Elysium for tactical mechanics, where I want to hunt and take a slow approach to my game. Apex is great for quick, aggressive matches with a squad, and it doesn't take itself too seriously. I certainly recommend you check out Apex Legends to see if it's your thing. If it's not to your taste, you haven't lost much, but there is great things in here to keep you coming back.